Morning, peoples. Headed to work. Today is the start of doing specific topics on a Wednesday instead of just my rambling random rants. I hope you enjoy. So today, figured I'd talk about something that is very near and dear to me, and that is how we treat people with an invisible illness. We as a society have become so skeptical and so scared that everybody is trying to dupe us that we don't give credence to people who have disabilities that we can't see with our own eyes. Right? Somebody's in a wheelchair. We know what their disability is. We can work with them accordingly. People are blind. People, even deafness is only a partly invisible illness. It's the people that have internal pain issues or digestive issues or mental health issues that often just get overlooked and treated poorly because since you don't have that issue, it must not be that bad for them. You live in a world where that issue doesn't exist. So you try to comprehend how that person could be going through that issue. You try to think about what it would be like for them to go through that issue. But you can't really understand what it's like to go through that issue if you don't have that issue. But you try. So then you turn around and you try to help the person based off of your experiences. But your experiences aren't their experiences. And your experiences cannot comprehend the shit they go through. So wherein you're trying to be helpful, it's not. It's often not. It is hard for somebody who doesn't have an issue to truly understand what it's like to have that issue. And to go along with that, because of that, way too many people brush those issues under the rug. I suffer from severe anxiety issues, which lead to depression. It leads to me grinding my teeth, which has caused 2 teeth to be pulled and my jaw pads to be destroyed. It has led to me not taking care of myself, being severely depressed to the point that I didn't take care of myself. So I have tons of physical ailments now because I didn't take care of myself because I was depressed and anxious all the time. But I tell people I have severe anxiety, and they tell me I just need to breathe. Or if I would only meditate, it'd be all right. Yes, breathing helps. Yes, meditation helps. But it doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't fix the fact that my brain is just wired differently. It is not something that I can just switch off. It is something I have been dealing with for my entire life. The more I think back on it, the more I had this issue as a child. And it got swept under the rug of ADHD. Oh, he'll be fine. It's just ADHD. He can't focus. Give him some meds. Put him on a routine. He'll be fine. I'm not fine. I am now in therapy on Tuesdays for group therapy and on Fridays for one-on-one therapy. Thankfully, the therapist that I go to hooked me up with her intern, who's amazing. And now I get therapy for free, which is the only reason I can go. It's the only way I can afford to go. I also have FODMAP issues, which means my body has a very, very hard time breaking down certain types of short-chain carbohydrates. The biggest ones being wheat, dairy, specifically lactose, onions and garlic, apples and mangoes, high fructose corn syrup, beans, and peas. And cauliflower is one that hurts a lot as well. Now go ahead and go to the store. Look at all the pre-made foods, whether it be something you throw in the oven or like a boxed meal or soups, anything. Find me the items that don't have those things in them. Now, once you do that, compare the price of those items to everything else. It is bullshit. It costs so much more, which is the topic I'll get to in a second. So I have these invisible ailments. I have these issues that I cannot just fix. And all of my issues constantly get brushed under the rug by people. People with celiac disease have to be gluten-free. Now, because of it, there's this huge group of people that say they are gluten sensitive and have to have gluten-free things. And they make it obnoxious for everybody else. There is no real gluten sensitivity. Okay? You may have a wheat issue, which is completely different. You may have celiacs, which is completely different. But as far as they can tell, there is no such thing as a gluten sensitivity. But still, it's expensive to have my dietary issues for people with celiac disease. It is expensive. Then you have all the people with invisible illnesses that have to take medications for pain, that have to take medications for mental health, that have to take medications for, and they spend an arm and a leg. I was talking to a friend the other day. She requires 9 medications a day to manage her pain and other issues. One of her meds costs $300 a month. One. $300 a month. And if she doesn't take this med, part of her body will slowly shut down and she will die. And it's not even diabetes medication, which is another scam. We live in a country where the people with the most issues, the people whose bodies fail them, not due to anything on their part, but just that's how they were born and that's how their bodies work, are charged out the ass. Do you wear glasses? They're expensive, aren't they? Do you wear contacts? They're expensive, aren't they? Are you going deaf and need hearing aids? They're expensive, aren't they? Do you have diabetes? The shit's expensive, isn't it? Do you need braces? It's expensive. Are any parts of your body not working right and require assistance from bionic pieces or splints or pumps or anything of that nature? Shit's expensive, isn't it? And we're okay with that. We're told that's just how capitalism works. But it's literally preying on people who have no choice. I understand it costs money to make the stuff. I get that. But we're not putting any work into making it cheaper, making it more affordable for the people that need it. We're putting money into making it more profitable for the people who make the stuff. Every time that they make it cheaper to do something, do they pass that cost drop onto you? No. Actually, they end up inflating the prices. So instead of making a 200% profit on the item, now they're making a 400% profit on the item. And do they pass that on to the people who make the stuff, the backbone of their company? No. They pass it on to the executives and the stockholders, the people who make money off of making money. Our entire world is built to profit off of those with invisible illnesses and those with visible illnesses. That is what our money goes to. That is what our government puts money towards. They give tax breaks and tax subsidies for these companies to make things to better human life, but they don't make them cap their prices. They don't, because we pay sales tax on the stuff that we buy. We pay taxes on the stuff that we do. We pay taxes on our health insurance. We pay taxes on this, that, and the other thing. So the companies get a tax break and we pay more. So we have a world that is built around downplaying people with invisible illnesses and treating them like less, or treating them as if their issues don't really exist because it doesn't bother us, which goes right along with the way our country treats racism and sexism, and we also have a country that prides itself on the amount of money that it charges people who have no choice. Our healthcare system is literally extortion. And we're okay with it. Well, not all of us. But overall, it's extortion. And nobody is really doing anything about it. And those that want to change it, those that speak up about how the government, with all of its power, this is something it actually should step in and help with, are being called socialists. And, well, that's not the American way. So you're telling me extortion is the American way? Ripping people off is the American way? Overcharging for goods that they have no choice but to buy is the American way? Is that really the America you want to be a part of? Do you really want to be a part of a country that looks down on people for invisible illnesses, that makes people who need pain medication jump through all of these hoops because 1% of them, not 1% of the American population, 1% of the people who need pain medication abuse it? And 99% of them abuse it because they need to get rid of the pain. They don't abuse it for the joy of it to start with. They abuse it because they're trying to get rid of the pain. And we don't actually help them. We just write them a prescription. And then we treat them like absolute crap, like absolute bulldog shit, when they ask for more. When they take an extra pill because it's an extra hard pain day, we treat them like shit, like they're a drug addict, when they're just trying to get by. We treat people with mental health issues like absolute shit. We brush off their issues. We tell them, oh, just breathe, just do this. You don't need medication. What you need is the woods. You don't need medication. What you need is meditation. You don't need... No, usually they need medication. They need real help, real therapy. But it's expensive. Therapists are expensive. We need to stop treating people like that. We need to stop having a country that extorts its own people. If you have any of these issues with the stuff I've been talking about, comment below. Tell me about it. We need to fix this. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, you're not so alone.